and welcome to another episode of Mindset, Money, Success. And I'm your host, Loraine Marshall. And today I have a guest who is in the UK. Her name is Marie. Marie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Marie. Thank you very much for having me on your podcast, Loraine. I'm the owner of a business called Vesta Hypnotherapy, which is all about creating alignment throughout yourself rather than working harder. It's about a balance, really. I do think that you do need to work and you do need to do the strategy, but it's about a balance of everything. You need to have the spirituality, you need to have the mindset, and you need to have the belief in yourself as well. And it's about finding that balance through hypnotherapy.
Yes, I think you do need to find that balance, and having the emotional energy, the higher vibrations of emotional energy, I think is very important. Have you come across the emotional energy spiral where you've got the downward spiral and the upward spiral?
I don't think I've come across that before, actually. I mean, I've definitely come across spirals as a method of development.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't think that I've come across that specific one before. But it's very interesting. I've definitely been interested in it because water is, because my Vesta hypnotherapy is based on the elements. That's the kind of ground that it's built on. And so the four elements represent different areas, and water is emotions. So that would fit very nicely with that. So it's all about fear, facing your fears and coming out of your comfort zone.
Yes. So the four elements are, again, water,
fire, earth, air, and water.
Mm-hmm. Fire, earth, air, and water. Right. Okay. Because I'm a Piscean myself. So that's
yes,
a water sign.
Water sign. Yes, I'm a Pisces moon. So I'm hence why with Pisces, we're very influenced by other people and take on other people's energy very easily.
Yes, we know.
Hello, it's Loraine here. And before we get into today's podcast, let me tell you about school. It's the all-in-one platform that coaches, trainers and creators like us use to share content, engage our audience and build recurring revenue. Whether you're through free membership or paid subscriptions, think $10 to $50 a month or even high-ticket upsells. School makes it stupidly simple. There's highly engaged communities, no more ghost towns. Charge monthly or keep it free, you decide. Zero hidden fees. It's just $99 a month after your first 14-day free trial, and you can cancel at any time. Unlimited members, courses and content, all with mobile app to keep your community connected. And the best part, you own the relationship. No algorithms burying your posts, just your people, your content, your revenue. Are you ready to build your empire? You can grab a free trial and I'll drop the link in the show notes or below the video. Let's get you paid for what you already know.
So
it's I mean, it does. It all comes from astrology. That's where where the idea came from, because I was very I love the idea of the wheel, and it goes around in a cycle. And when I was learning astrology, I was looking at it very much as a journey from like Aries around to Pisces at the end. The reason they're in an order is because it's a development order, and they go through the elements as well. So you start off with fire, and then it goes to earth, and then it goes to air, and then it goes to water, and then it goes on again and again and again until you get all the way around. And I just kept thinking about every time I was learning it, and it didn't really seem to say this in many places. I think it's kind of been forgotten a little bit. but it's so clear to me that this is the development cycle. So I've just kind of tried to break it down, and I do go into the individual star signs. Like each element is broken up into a trinity of 3 levels, which are based on the 3 different star signs in each element. But for me, it just feels like it's so clear that the elements are the basis of everything. They're the timeline of the life, birth, rebirth, and death cycle. So when you live in tune with the elements, you're basically living in tune with the cycles of the universe. And so many things nowadays, they'll only look at one modality. So you've got, with manifesting, it can be very much just looking at the spiritual side of things. And then with business, it can be just looking at the strategy and working harder and doing more. And then with psychology, it's more about just looking at the mindset. But this is about having a balance of everything and having an equal level of everything.
Yes, I think obviously that is important, to have an equal level of things. Because in the astrology stuff and the tarot stuff, I think they talk about female energy and male energy, don't they? And that's for me, that was something that I was a bit confused about, because I didn't understand that until I started researching into these type of things. And I think sometimes women can be in a male energy quite often, especially the entrepreneurial, more business type woman can be more in the male energy.
Yes.
And I think that's where I've been quite a lot of my life, in the male energy, because I was in a business for 11 years, property management.
Yes, it's so true. You've just hit on such an important factor, because with the elements, 2 of the elements are male and 2 of them are feminine as well. So it's air and water are feminine, and fire and air are masculine. So everybody's balance is different. So you potentially could be more into your masculine elements and need to focus more on the feminine elements. But there's so much that you need to take into account, because it also is affected by your own birth chart as well. So you can go into it so deeply, because every single person, and that's why some methods work for some people and not for others, because not everybody is out of balance in the same place. We'll find that we'll have one element where we overgive, and one element that we just kind of don't do because we don't really like it, so we kind of leave it. And that's normally the one where, if we do focus on that one element, it can make a massive difference to us.
Yes. I wonder where money comes up on that element. Does that
yes,
come in?
Well, money is a big part of it in my business, because that's kind of, what it's, to begin with, it was going to be all about money. But I thought that was too, I don't know,
focused.
Yeah, and just too misunderstood. Although I do, but a lot of my research did start just looking at money. But then I kind of expanded it to be more of success, which is really, I think money, success, and personal development are all very, very closely linked. So, I kind of widened it, but really you can apply it to anything. Like, you could apply it to relationships, you could apply it to any kind of part of life. But money really is covered by all of the elements. You need to have an abundance of money. You need to have a balance of the elements again. So that is actually going to be my next offering. Is I'm going to be looking into doing a manifestation money alignment course.
That sounds good. I have experienced sort of money alignment workshops and things. I don't know if you're familiar with one of the coaches, Mary Morrissey. She, in 2020, actually, that's how I ended up coming across Mary Morrissey, because I was in the email list for Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor was a massive coach who worked around the Napoleon Hill book. I don't know if you've come across Napoleon Hill.
No, I've heard of it. I haven't. Is that what it's actually called? Is that the
That's the
author?
name of the guy who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. Yes, I was
Yes.
thinking. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've read it actually. I'm sure I have, but I keep thinking I'm going to read it again because it comes up so much. But yeah, it's so strange that you should say it, because I was just watching something yesterday and they were talking about Bob Proctor, and I've not really come across him before. I keep thinking there's somebody else, I think, with the same surname that I keep thinking of. It's more of a British something, but it's more to do with diet, I think. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to look him up, because if something comes up a couple of times like that, that's a sign, isn't it? But
Yes.
yeah, it's American.
Canadian, I think.
Canadian, yes, because this I was watching something and it had someone on it. Oh, I won't remember her name, but she was Canadian and she had a really big business, and it was all about manifesting and making and courses, be a millionaire, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And she said, yeah, her first course she did was with Bob Proctor.
All right. So, like I was going to say, that Bob Proctor sent an email which has a link to this thing to get over money blocks, and it was Mary Morrissey. And with it being 2020 and COVID, obviously, the lots of these coaching, personal development things that you used to have in-person events all of the time, like massive amount of money would come from in-person events. And so they decided to use virtual. And because they were doing like these virtual events, they were like practically giving away the tickets. They were really low ticket prices. And I thought to myself, oh, let's listen to this. And so I did a whole like weekend. I think it was 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday or something, of an event in 2020 with Mary Morrissey. And to be honest, I think just doing that event then in 2020, after everything that had happened, I was still in grief and shock and trauma at that point. That gave us the motivation to then start the YouTube channel that I started in 2021. That was like my inroad to that. The positive affirmations and things like that, you know. So that was one step.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, but that's what it always is, isn't it? It's just one step onwards, one step at a time. You're never going to just find one thing and be completely cured. It's just a step in the right direction.
Exactly. So how long ago did you actually start with the Vesta Hypnotherapy?
Oh, it's quite a new thing, really. I've been thinking about it for a long time. It's been of what I'm going to do, but the actual pinning down of exactly what it would be, so it only happened this year. So probably when I knew exactly what it was going to be, probably in the summer of this year, which is when I finished the hypnotherapy course. And since then I've just been kind of building it, and I'm just at the stage now where I'm starting to release things.
That sounds good. That's really good. So obviously you're just at the starting point, really.
Yes.
For this business.
It's very new.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for years I've been looking, I've done a lot of these courses, same as yourself, to heal blocks and to, all sorts of different things. And all the time I kept coming up against the same thing, which was, you can change it, but you have to change your subconscious. And it was always like, okay, but how do you change your subconscious? And it kept coming up against the same thing. And there'd be some methods, but just didn't really seem to be strong enough to me. It didn't really feel like it was doing anything. Like affirmations are a way of changing your subconscious, and it's fine if it's just a small thing,
a small goal.
But you have to do them, obviously repetitiveness is a way as well. So if you do them a lot, But then sometimes for the real deeper wounds, you do need something that is going to go more to the point, more to the root. And so that's why I started looking into hypnotherapy, because it's the first thing I found that just seemed to claim to change the subconscious, and is also a very well proven, documented modality.
Yeah, because you can put sort of these meditation, musical meditations and subliminal statements and affirmations, which you can listen to all through the night while you're sleeping. And that's so like reprogramming your subconscious mind to make you feel better. But that's just one element. And like another coach explained a couple of weeks back on another podcast, and she said sometimes just speaking up the affirmations is just like, it's not healing completely, because what it's doing is it's putting like a little band-aid on something. It's like giving a cover or a band-aid to something, and it's not completely removing the
root.
The root of the issue.
Yeah.
So that's why when I found the emotional energy spiral, I started to understand about how it's the energy that you have, and fear and uncertainty are really low on that vibration. And there's a lot of coaches like Tony Robbins, for example, who when he does his massive events, which he now does virtual as well, he starts with energy, and he gets people to stand up in the events. Even if it's a virtual event, he's getting people to stand up, blasts the music out, and then gets them to move to the music, and then, wave the arms or clap or something. And that's just taking your energy from down to up. So it's just like, that is very, very basic.
But it's true. One of the main ways of changing your subconscious is through emotion, because that's the language that your subconscious talks. For example, when something happens that scares you, that's when a pattern or something will get lodged, or a belief will get lodged into your subconscious, because it's the overwhelming emotion. And the only way to reprogram it is to create a more positive emotion connected with the same belief. And so that's why that works so well, because he's putting in the strong emotion.
And I think that because he's coached a lot of professional people, athletes and businessmen and things like that, right? Where he walks them through the different steps to get rid of that block, fear, and then put something else in its place that's more empowering. And I've heard this over and over again from lots of different places, the same type of thing over and over again. And I can go back years and years to people like Jim Rohn, who did a lot of coaching. He recorded a lot of cassette tapes and sold those, and he appeared on stages worldwide. And I didn't understand that. Actually, Jim Rohn was the mentor of Tony Robbins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I know him, Jim Rohn.
Yeah. So, it once you start to listen to these coaches and you start to understand, it sort of gives you a different concept on all of the spirituality thing, the personal development thing, and you can connect a lot of the dots together.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And I think it's all coming together now more, isn't it? You know, where it was a lot more separate, but business is very linked to spirituality now. And you know, originally for me, I was more on the spirituality side than I was on the business side. And but I've always been interested in both. I started off more business, and then I went more into spirituality, and I thought, well, why not bring them together?
Yeah. That's one of the things that can be difficult for people who focus on the spirituality thing, because
exactly
they have this mindset over money as well. It's like, well, if I'm going to be spiritual, right, then I shouldn't really be earning money.
And then also some people think that you can just sit back and just visualize and it will all come to you. But that's where the balance comes in, is you do have to take the action as well. You have to have a balance of all the elements for it to work.
Yes. Because, I mean, you can't not take action and just think things are just going to fall into your lap. That's not how it works. If you're going to create something meaningful, you've got to have the purpose and the passion to behind it, because that the purpose and the passion that gives you the belief in what you're doing. And if you haven't got the belief in what you're doing, then
you're just describing the fire element exactly.
And where are you going to go if you haven't got the belief in what you want to do?
You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to have meaning as well. You've got to believe that you can do it, and you've got to have, you know, the self-worth, the passion, and that's what motivates you in the end and gives you the energy to do it.
Yes, exactly. So your passion and purpose at the moment, it's helping women.
Yes.
So do you have like an age range on that, or is it just like women 18 plus? Like, is there a particular type?
Well, I mean, I suppose if I was going to sort of thin it down, and then it would be kind of like 40 to 60-year-olds, purely because I've been very interested as well. Like, I've seen quite a lot of other people who are doing this, but before I did look at as an option doing like menopause, because I feel like at this time it is a really important stage for women where we're not fading away, we're coming into ourselves, we're coming into our power. And this is a time where, you know, we're transitioning from being a mother into having more time for ourselves. And it's when a lot of women do start up and try and do something again.
Well, looking at my past history, I'm looking at the same age range of women, 40 to 60. Even older than 60, if I'm honest. So I actually started up an account with TikTok. And people think, oh my God, you know, what's
I've done
TikTok?
that as well, actually.
But just because of the content that I've been putting out there, and when you start to gain some traction on the videos that you put out, it's very good with the analytics. So when I check the analytics now, some of my videos have gone a bit viral. How long have you
been doing it for?
A couple of years, but I lost an account. It got hacked and I lost an account, so I had to start again. So just recently, just in the last few months, I started again, and now I've just gotten over 1,000 followers. So the analytics is looking at the thing between men and women. So it was 20% of men viewed, 80% of women, and I'm like, well, that's what I'm looking to do, to, you know, get in front of women with what I want to, my passion and my, you know, and the coaching side of things. And then the other thing was, it tells you where these people are. So like the main area that is checking the videos out is the UK. Then you've got Spain, and then some European countries underneath, which I thought, well, you know, that's like partly my target audience is going to be obviously in the UK. women, but over
Yeah.
40s as well.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
It's starting to work for me. And
Mm.
I just think that's something that I can obviously help other women with as well. Because
Yeah.
the whole point of having the podcast, Mindset, Money, Success, was to start grow the podcast and get the audience from the podcast.
Yes.
So that connecting with people like yourself.
Yeah.
And with
I think it's just good to
other
do lots of
coaches.
different things, isn't it? And it all links in and fuels each other then, doesn't it?
Exactly, because finding an audience that you can speak to and resonate with, I think is part of having a successful business.
Yeah, it is a big part of it, and that is something that I'm trying to do at the moment as well. We're just starting out, so I did start a TikTok account as well, but only recently. I've only been doing it, I think, about 2 weeks, but I must say it is so much easier than Instagram and Facebook to grow on. I'll put on one thing, I'll put on one reel, because I'll just do, where it does the same on all of them. And it posts it, and the views I get on TikTok is so many more. And then I'll get, just on my first few posts, I was getting people saving my post or sharing my post, and then it goes up. And I was like, and followers of people who just completely organic people that I've never come across before. Whereas on Instagram, I just don't seem to access people like that at all. I don't know.
I stopped actually. I didn't really like Instagram, and I did have an account, but I didn't really grow it. And I just think that TikTok is now a better platform.
Yeah, it does seem to be. And I'm just, I don't really want to be spending too much time on social media, to be honest. I'm trying to just do, you got to put yourself out there, which is understandable. And social media is a big part of things. So I'm just trying to find the easiest way that I can do it without spending hours and hours on it every day.
I tend to think that the best way to do it is when you're starting out is very short.
Short
7 or 15 seconds.
Yes, I know
music,
what you mean.
and then basically just B-roll video and then text over the top, or your voice over a B-roll, and then use the captions. This is the way I try to think, that the 7 seconds, if they can't read everything on 7 seconds, they'll view it 3 or 4 times anyway. So
exactly, yeah, it's true. That's the thing. That's what I've been thinking. In a way, is it better to not have it, to have it too fast to read, because then they keep it and save it so they can read it properly?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we're nearly coming up to the end of this podcast, and it's gone so fast. Is there anything else that you want to share?
Well, like I said, I've got my I'm currently working on the manifestation course, which is going to be a big offering. Hopefully it's going to be out towards the end of the month, but this weekend I am releasing my 4 micro journeys, because I don't know, you probably found this with the one that you downloaded for free, which is still available for free, but only until Friday. It's very long, and so I wanted to do some bite-sized ones. So these are all 10 minutes each, so they're easy to just listen to every night, because although they don't go as deep, it's the repetitiveness is really helpful as well. So if you can just listen to them every night. So they're only £8 each, and we've got one for each element. So you've got fire, which is about dealing with imposter syndrome and self-confidence. Earth, which is about overwhelm and procrastination. Air, which is about opening to clarity and putting yourself out there in the world. And water, which is about managing fear.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so just some nice, simple, easy ones.
Yeah. Well, you could send over the link, and we could put it into the show notes if you like.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Yes, I'll send over. I'll send you a link for it then. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's fantastic.